Hi there, I'm Jeanette Kankas, Executive Director and main instructor at San Diego Drum Set and Percussion Lessons. This is exercise 2 for the pad, and I'm going to be speaking about the single paradiddle. Before I talk about the paradiddle, I'd like to talk about a little bit about the grip or emotion that I'm going to be using in the paradiddle. The grip that I use is called the Wilson grip, which was taught by Richard Wilson, who I studied with in Los Angeles, California. And two of the very main strokes that he taught us, his students, were where you turn the stick or manipulate the stick using your wrist, simply coming up, going down, and just firmly holding onto the stick. Another stroke that he taught us, he called the throw, or maybe sometimes he called it the upstroke also, but it goes like this. It's like in 3 stages. It starts down here an inch above the pad. Step 2, it comes up and your hand kind of looks like a snake, I guess. Then you sort of whip the stick back down. It's like that. And I had to work on that for quite some time. And in the left hand, because I'm right-handed, the left hand was much harder. But you really, I recommend that you work on this stroke, or I should say, you really have to practice getting this before you can put it into play. Okay, now that's a whole lot in a nutshell. But these are the things that I teach, and of course, when you come for a lesson, I get much more detail. I go into far more detail about the grip and these strokes. Now, the cool thing, one of the very cool things about this stroke is when you take the paradiddle, I remember my very first lesson with Richard, he asked me to play a single paradiddle, and I had been playing for 8 years or so. And I played the single paradiddle, and after I played it, he said, you're using 8 strokes to play that, and you could play it in 2. Well, that mystified me. I thought, the paradiddle is 8 strokes. It's right, left, right, left, right, left, left. How can you possibly do 8 strokes using 2 motions? So then he showed me, and right there and then that sort of sold me on this guy, and it's amazing. His whole approach to teaching was just brilliant. So before I show you, well, first of all, I'll play the paradiddle fast, the single paradiddle, so you can kind of see this motion of, I'm going to use these are the 2 motions. You're going to see these 2 throws. And if I play the paradiddle, I'm using these 2 motions, and if I go like paradiddle, you can see that par is the stroke I use, and then the diddle, paradiddle. It just falls. Therefore, I don't have to turn for that stroke. I don't have to do anything. It's right, left, right, right, and it just falls. The faster you go, of course, when you do this really slow, which in the beginning you have to, then yes, you're going to have to, do some small wrist turns to play those 2 rights or those 2 lefts. So very slowly it would be right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. As this gets going faster, at some point the right, left, right, right, the 2 rights and the 2 lefts just fall into place. So I'm not having to do anything to get those. So therefore, I am playing 8 strokes with 2 motions. Okay, now the paradiddle is a 4-note, it's a 4-note phrase. Right, left, right, then followed by left, right, left, left. It's in a feeling of 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I play this at 50, and I'm going to use 16th notes, which would be 1E and 2E and or 4 notes per click, and it's very important to keep your feet with the metronome. always with the metronome to develop independence for the drum set. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. Now I'm playing it this slow right now because one of the things that I learned actually from Richard also was to take these 4-note phrases like the paradiddle or an 8-note phrase. I'm going to say 4, and you'll see why in a minute, because there's 4 notes going on with each of these clicks. Now I'm going to take the single paradiddle and I'm going to put it into groupings of 5. And if I count 5 to each of these clicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An easier way to think of this is to say university, which is a 5-syllable word, yeah? University, 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 university. If I played single strokes to that, university, 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 university. 5 strokes per click. Now, if I play the single paradiddle to that, the accents are going to come up in all kinds of different places because I'm going to be playing a 4-note phrase, but within a 5-note structure. And it would be like this. So if you're thinking university, 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 university. So now the paradiddle is sounding all kind of wonky and all over the place. But that's cool because when you take this kind of stuff to the drum set, which I will in exercise 2 for the drum set, I will be taking these things to the drum set and using them to make fills and stuff like that. You start to get away from all of your fills sounding like da 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 da, you know, and you start crossing over. They call it crossing over the beat or crossing over the bar. In this case, it would be crossing over the beat. When I play the paradiddle in groups of 4, it's on the beat because it's 1 beat and the accent, the is right with my feet and right on the beat. When I put it into groupings of 5, which I'm going to do right now, university, 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 university. Then it takes on a whole different character. And I'm keeping the same sticking, the right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, but just putting it in groupings of 5. Another cool way to do it is to put it into groupings of 6, which would be a 16th note triplet, 1 ola and ola, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 ola and ola. And I'm going to keep the 4-note phrase, the right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, like that. So 1 ola and ola, 2 ola and ola, 1 ola and ola, 2 ola and ola, 3 ola and ola, 4 ola and ola, 1 ola and ola, 2 ola and ola, 3 ola and ola, 4 ola and ola. Okay, now, before I speed it up, what I'm going to do is, and a really great exercise to do, is really important to keep your feet with the metronome, and do a series of paradiddles in groupings of 4, then groupings of 5, and then go back to a grouping of 4, then a grouping of 6. So it would sort of be like this. So I'm going to start with the grouping of 4. And now I'm going to go into 5s. And 4. Okay, now I'm going to go into groupings of 6 right now. And 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now I never changed the sticking. It was constantly going right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, and I was using those throws, as you can see. If I put the metronome to 80, which would be more of, let's say, a medium funk tempo or even a slow, like rock tempo. But like I said, in exercise 2 for the drum set, I'll be taking these things to the drum set, doing grooves with paradiddles and also fills. But I'm going to do that same exercise now with doing the paradiddle with 4s, 5s, 6s. Start with 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go to 5. And 4. Now I'm going to go to 6. 4. Just like that. Okay, so please watch exercise 2 for the drum set, and I'll be taking those things over to the drum set. Thank you very much.